Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit to Spirit Teaching Growing Within Self, on TikTok, 1974 Enlightened Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend, suggest, and I really encourage you to read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self, to get a better understanding of what I bring forward on my channel, because it's a variety of different things, politics, with regards to the medical systems, to all forms of systems. And I usually use my own life experiences to kind of attribute to it, understand it. And I've been doing a lot of truth seeking, truth seeking within myself, within my own genealogy and what have you. And I've been taking pieces from my lifetime then now, and I've been seeing what my ancestors has been trying to show me, a lot of seeking. And it's so really strange. Like I spoke to somebody, and it's like my sixth great granddaddy was telling me things about his life growing up. And I think he was trying to tell me that, like, his father was in 1756, his father was scalped in front of him at the age of 1.5. Okay. And his mother remarried. And I can't help but keep like associating what was brought to my attention as it being what my sixth great granddaddy was trying to tell me. And it goes down the line. Okay. I believe what he was trying to tell me was that when he was younger, him and his sister were being sexually abused and molested by his stepfather. Whether it was like, because I can't help but like move them. And I can't help but see different things transpiring, happening. And then I see another situation where somebody had told me something, and it's like it's coming back and showing itself. Because right now, like I'm looking at a few things in my life, and it's like, holy shit. Had someone say, like, tell somebody, like, you really need to learn how to treat your women. But I mean, that person, I don't know how they were treating their women, but I mean, when it was around here, it didn't turn out well. Now, I can't help but continue to feel like there's something more to all of this. That someone was in search of someone was looking for someone. It's the same as when I look at my situation. Like, I feel like I'm it's like, okay, I'll use like Mary Magdalene looking for her, like finding her son. Okay. And it's like, it's like a parent trying to find another parent and angry with that parent because they don't know why they left them. See, I know in certain situations, like with my own, and people say, well, that's personal information. Okay, I understand it's personal information, but it makes it easier for others to relate in their own situation, in their own life, what have you. And it's like, if your child is showing anger and aggression towards a parent, there's a reason for that. And sometimes the child ain't going to tell the parent. You got to figure out a way of finding out what it is, why there's so much anger. Like, I know why. I have a strong feeling that I know why my eldest son is so angry at me. And then the other person involved, they say that, like, my eldest son treats my oldest sister and my youngest sister and doesn't talk to them the way that they do to me and this other person. I'm trying to explain to this other person what the issue may be. But nobody, it's that part of, in a family structure, if there's something going on, it's people just want to push it away because it's something that you need to work through, bring through. So you're truth seeking. I was watching on here, and a young girl, a young woman, she was saying about seeing this person on TikTok. Okay. And she said that it was like they were finding out, these two people are finding out that they were twins. And I'll say it, like, there's a big part of me that continuously asks, was I a twin? Did I have a twin sibling? Because I keep feeling like I had a twin brother. So we're constantly truth seeking because we feel like we've been lied to. And then when you feel like you're being lied to, you're going to get the aggression from the person that feels like they're being lied to, because they feel it. They feel like there's something that you're not telling me. And in this situation where I'm at right now, and I'm standing back and I'm looking, and just all of the signs and synchronicities, it leaves me sitting with it leaves me sitting with something. And with that, it's like I feel like I'm caught in the middle of it. And it's like the two people are still thinking about each other. Maybe not in a good way. Maybe in a like, one's mad, one's trying to figure shit out, and they're both trying to figure out. One's asking about someone, and the other one is saying, "Well, I don't know where they are." Well, it's like, are you sure? Like, like, seriously, you two, I feel your spirits. It's like I'm feeling a father and a son. That's what I feel like I'm experiencing. And that is the part where you end up feeling like you're in the middle of it. Because it feels so intense that you feel that. And it's like neither one of them wants to take that first step. One is saying they don't know where the other one is, and then they're saying that the other one is asking what they're up to. My question is, why is that? Like, seriously. It's like I sit back and I'm not angry. Wouldn't be angry at either of them, because I could see personally, I could see where where it would seem rather fucked up. But I do. I feel like it's like I feel like it's a father and a son. One doesn't know and one does. Or one has trying to sort through shit and the other one knows, and it's all how to approach it. Well, with something like that, like as long as you're not approaching it, like nothing's gonna change. Like you're either gonna approach it and beat the shit out of each other until you fucking deal with it and answer questions, or what. Hopefully it doesn't come to beating the shit out of each other. Hopefully it just comes to, being grown-ups. It's like I put the pieces of puzzle together. And it's like I see where people I see parts of maybe where people are supposed to be. But I know that spirit is what's going to sort it out. Like the spirit is going to show its show it. It's like when you see yourself in a situation like that, excuse me, in a situation like that, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, holy shit, will you two get your shit together? Because I channel sometimes, and the person with me, when I say those, like somebody's really fucking angry with you. And then their reply is more like, well, get over it. Well, what is this person like? What do you know? Like seriously, if this person believes that they know what spirit it is that's angry with them and coming through me, what do they really know? It's that part of, the more you get closer to revealing a secret or pulling that secret out, the more turmoil it seems to be, the more aggression, the more assertiveness, because you're trying so hard. It's like untold stories. It's like, come on, just come out with it. Like I had somebody send me a message, and I started crying because this person's never reached out to me before about something. So it was a big thing for me. And I see it in so many situations. Okay. Because it's like father against son and brother against brother, and it's family against family. And it's for somebody that's angry. Somebody is hurting. It's like I was told that, you think the son is bad, the father's worse. Well, what spirit was speaking through that person? Because this person, when I brought it up to them today, they tried denying even saying it. Like they deny everything. So my question is about the spirits. Like you said, like they said about, like Jesus saying, okay, yes, I did say Jesus. You can even say Yeshua, because I say Jesus and Yeshua were two separate people. So I know that there's some that doesn't like Jesus, and some struggle to say about Yeshua, because one's saying that it's Yeshua, the other saying it's Jesus. But back to my point. Didn't Jesus say about the Father, be like the Father? Okay, there was two versions of the Father, because there was the Father and there was the stepfather. See, it was like the stepfather was the darker person, more assertive, abusive. And that's where you say, you have your God and you have your devil. Okay. I know you're bringing biblical stuff, Bible stuff into this. No, I'm using it as an example because there are some people who can only attribute or affiliate things to biblical texts because they don't get the understanding outside of that. See, was Jesus, because if Mary Magdalene's child was taken, which would have been Jesus, okay, Jesus would sort of know the mother, but she left. Okay. Was Jesus looking for his biological father? Okay. Because that's I know to some that sounds like really fucked up because of the way the Bible sounds. But Son of God, Son of Man. Says it. Some say he says Son of God and Son of Man. When I see these two, okay, I'm not like, it's the same as what I'm seeing within my own family structure, where like my parents adopted my oldest son. Okay, so I can relate to it in many ways, because my oldest son was started wondering about his biological father, and that's when like shit kind of hit the fan. He found him, and it was like, okay, shit hit the fan. Things went all fucking haywire, and they blamed me. Yeah. See, the way that the way that somebody behaved very today, it was a defensive behavior. you know, when people will say, well, you can't read me, you don't know what I'm thinking. Fuck, I don't. You just want to say that I don't because it fucking irritates you that I do. But you'll continue to say that I don't, just so you can try and gaslight me and piss me off, because you already know that, like, I am, because I can feel the irritation in your body. So it's up hard to these, to the two people. Seriously, how many years has it been now? It's like, don't people know how to talk? And, you know, maybe other people should just kind of mind their business and stay out of it and let these people deal with it themselves. It's like, holy shit. It's like, I got to say, how old are you? It's like, what is one in their 50s and the other in their 60s? Young mother, young father. I was a young mother, but was this person a young father and didn't know that they fathered a child? It's pretty, when you look, like you can see it in other people's family situation, family environments. Because I see things in my own family, not just me, but it's like that generational thing that continues to go on and on and on. It's, when is that cycle going to break? I know of three three adoptions, and that's in one side of the family, and it's all the same generation, pretty well, almost. But it is, yeah, it does work out to the same generation, just maybe age age difference. So this is the part of seeking, truth seeking. It's not just truth seeking with your biblical stuff, or truth seeking with your political stuff. It's truth seeking within your own family, because families can say we don't have no secrets. Yeah, you do. And when you keep those secrets, and when it comes out, I'm telling you right now, you're better off bringing the secret out instead of that person finding it out another way, and then you thinking that that person's going to be okay with it. I can feel it in my body right now. But it's, what are you afraid of? Why do you keep holding yourselves back from being honest with one another? Because today when I was talking, it was just like you flip switched again. It was like a different person. Because what the other person wants, I don't know. But I know they just want to, like, they just want to beat the shit out of the person. It's like, fucking, like, shit. Like, people don't, like, I believe that people are capable of change, but there are some that, they think they can change, but other people can't. Well, I'm here to tell that one that thinks that other people can't change. Well, they're not changing very rapidly themselves because they're still fucking lying to me. He was sitting there pointing his finger at me. I was like, don't fucking point your finger at me. And then they come down and started all lovey-lovey. It was like a flip switch. Sorry, but I ain't taking your breadcrumbing. I'm not opening my heart. It's just more of a kind of a laugh. Yep, okay, you switched again, right? It's like when you're going to get those multiple personalities in check, or become aware of your multiple personalities and realize what you're doing or experiencing. Some will tell you like, don't talk about me. If it's my life, if it's my experiences, and I want to share them, I'm going to, because it's going to help people to realize, you're not alone, but by keeping it inside and secret and not working through it or addressing it, you're only keeping yourself fucking sick and down. But for some, I guess they like that, right? Because then you don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to be honest with you can't be if you can't be honest with yourself, how are you going to be honest with somebody else? Or when you don't want to look at your own truth, how are you going to be truthful to someone else? Did you ever hear the saying, Father, why, like when it was said, Father, why have you forsaken me? Why, if forsaken, like, why have you turned me away? Why did you leave me? A lot of people are experiencing abandonment issues. A lot of people don't even know who their parents are. A lot of people are in family situations where they feel like they don't belong in the family. They feel like their family's not even their family because family's supposed to get along. Family's supposed to be there to help one another. But families that I've seen, it's just selfishness and favoritism. My ex-husband and I, we got into a discussion. It was the internet and these people like guiding our children and what have you. But it happens to adults too. I think they call it the 734 or something. I forget what it's called. But I know that that was part of what they were drawing my nephew into. They were telling him that on he was a cancer on society and that he should kill himself. But see, the thing is, people blame these others in these places and what have you. But see, when I said to him about, shouldn't the parents have a big part in this? Why are we blaming all of it on social media itself? And he said, because they stopped all this stuff for parental control. There's parental control. And if you don't have, if there's no parental control, be the parental control. Don't set your kids to their rooms so that they can go on and play these fucked up games. Don't leave your kids sitting on an internet without like knowing what they're doing. You know, they do have a search history. There are ways of finding out. So, you know, the parents, when are parents going to start taking some responsibility for what their children are being exposed to? But he got angry with me for saying that. It's like, seriously, dude? Seriously, you want to shut down social media because you say that the social media is all the problem and it directs kids towards stuff. Well, that's where the parents, that's where the guardians, that's where people are supposed to be watching to see what their children are being exposed to or going into. You always got to have someone else to blame, right? Take no responsibility for your responsibilities or lack thereof. See, it's not a shame, but like whenever my nephew wouldn't play, didn't have access to the game, he was fine. He seemed fine. But once he got back with that game, it's like, why are you like, why give it back? Seriously. I could not understand that. And then some will say, oh, well, because Joey down the street, his parents let him have it. I actually heard an adult say that. Well, the other kids have it. Are those other kids your responsibility? Seriously. My youngest son, he would play video games and he would watch Power Rangers. And then all of a sudden he started getting aggressive. He bit me in the nose one day because I took the game from him. He said, I'll bite you. And I said, yeah, you go right ahead and bite me and see what happens. So he bit me on, he jumped up on me and bit me on my nose. So I took him upstairs and I just like I just plopped him right in the chair. And I did it assertively. People say, well, that was, no, it wasn't. And he said, well, you told me to bite you. Yeah. But should have you done it? So what happened? He lost those games and he lost his ability to watch Power Rangers. So it's that part. You are the parent or the guardian. You are the one responsible for watching what your children are doing on this stuff, what they're being exposed to. You're the one that sets the restrictions. If you want to give your 6, 7, 8 year old a fucking telephone, I must say, seriously, you say it's because of like what have you. You are exposing your children to more dangerous stuff by giving them a cell phone because you think it's for them to get a hold of you. They wouldn't use it to get a hold of you. Very seldom would they. They'd be more apt to go into the internet. I go to the dentist's office, I see people like this. You go to the doctor's office, you see people with their head in the phone. You go out walking and you see people looking at their cell phone out for a walk. That's an addiction. You're going to get truth through here. But the real truth is going to come from here. because you should be communicating with your family members. You should be sorting through the shit. Talking about what happened in the family. We're all fucking adults now. People that say that the world is the way it is because there's no communication. Those are the same ones. The ones that say there's no communication, those are the same ones that will not fucking communicate. They'll holler at you and scream at you and make it out like you're the problem because you're the one trying to sort through the shit that the family has left behind because they haven't spoke about the truth of it all. It was easier to just push things under the rug than it was to actually work through it as a family. That's where you get your aggression. That's where you get like one, like like having your favorites in the family. And if you think that the others don't know that it's happening, they do, unless you're just doing it because you're a fucking asshole. In which case you shouldn't have more than one child if you can't be a parent to them all. But with this situation, I can't help. And I've been having this feeling for more than a year now. Because I've been looking at stuff. Like I've had the feeling, but it's been more the past 6 to 10 months that I've been feeling it more often than not. See, even when you tell the truth, sometimes people don't believe you because they only see what they see. And they believe that they've seen one thing. But they didn't see the whole thing. See, I have to ask, like I had someone that, they thought I was kissing their boy. Same person that one day I was there and their boyfriend was hitting them with the coat hanger. So I grabbed the boyfriend and I kicked him out of the house. And told him, don't you ever come back. And then that person went out and got their boyfriend, brought the boyfriend in the house. The boyfriend held me forward while the other one pulled my hair. And they think that I kissed their boyfriend. I couldn't stand their boyfriend. When that happened, I literally wanted to push him down the fucking stairs. There's some truth. But will the person believe it? No. Because it's like they despise me that much that they would actually believe that person, knowing what they know. And then had their son. And the son was throwing, like, threw a kitten, just a little tiny kitten. And it hit the dresser, smacked off the dresser, and went on the floor. The whole time that I was in that bathroom, putting that kitten to rest, because I had to. I drowned it, and I screamed and bawled the whole time that I was doing it because it wasn't going to survive. Its neck was flopping, but it was still breathing. I screamed, and I wanted to literally go and get that child's father. I wanted to hurt his father. And that person would still think that I would even want to kiss that man. I'd rather spit in his face, literally, with a hawker in it. Knowing what that man has done, and you think I'd kiss him. This is where truth seeking comes in. Somebody is not going to believe you if they hold animosity towards you. And I know that the person has held animosity towards me since I was little because they thought I got whatever I wanted. But I never got what I wanted. I left home at 15. And then I went home for a couple months. And then at 16, I left. I left. And then at 17, I come back home. And I got pregnant. And at 18, I moved back out and never went back home. Because there were parts of my life that I didn't want to face. And it wasn't until 4 years ago that I really started releasing it all. And yes, I do come on here and I do tell my life story. It's no different than if I wrote a book. But for some, it's okay if somebody else writes a biography, as long as it doesn't have them in it. Well, what is a biography? A biography is a person's life story, right? Autobiography, whatever. The way to healing is truth. It's finding the truth, addressing the truth. Hence truth and reconciliation. And I can feel that. I just heard, why are you such a bitch all the time? Didn't they say karma is a bitch? It's not because I'm a bitch. Anyways. It's that we don't want to see our reflection. We don't want to hear our own truths. Because if we hear our own truths, that means maybe you have to face it. So it's to the fathers and sons, whether they're separated or together, it's time to sort your shit out. Mothers and daughters, It's time to sort your shit out. Mothers and sons and fathers and daughters, brothers and sisters. It's like I do. I can't help my like certain one in my family say, "Well, you don't think you don't have a brother, or you didn't have a twin." Well, do you know how easy it is to like take things out of little kids' minds, especially if it's a twin? Well, no, there was nobody else. It was just a person. Because I often wonder, like, if I was 2 years old, how did I live through taking a bunch of nerve pills? And then having the vision that it's like I'm running around the house looking under all the beds at like a little toddler looking under all the beds and hollering the name and then going up to someone and then being told that because I in a vision I got pushed backwards and told to go away. And then I was told like a couple days after I got home from the hospital, I ended up splitting my head open because I was so excited. Just certain things doesn't match up. And you know, certain people like my family may not agree with me, but I keep having my mom come to me. My mom is trying to tell me something and others won't believe that. Well, that's on you. I know what the connection of spirit is. And I know when I'm being told, when I'm being shown and told something, because people think that everybody just dies and they move on. No. If there are things in the family that's a secret, then nobody's fucking moving on because it's called unfinished business. And we're the ones that's here to bring the truth to light. I know that, you know, there'll be a way I'll figure out how to find out. Because you always do. I like, you know, I come across my ex-husband's doppelganger on here on TikTok. Like, seriously. They say we come in pairs. And no word of a lie, this doppelganger of my ex-husband, his name's the same. He has the same freaking problems. He's homeless, and my ex-husband lived homeless. And if people doesn't like don't realize that maybe I do ask myself sometimes if that doppelganger is actually like my ex-husband and this person's an intruder. It's like, holy shit, he said he met his doppelganger. My ex-husband said he met his doppelganger years ago at a bar. Like, was I born yesterday? I can feel it in my body. There's like a lot, like, you know, it's like, you know, there are probably a lot of people that, you know, thinking, oh, will you just go away? It's like, oh, will you just grow up and face your truth? See, the truth is that I can see the switch. I can see the switch right before my eyes. And I can see it in my, I could see it in my heart. Like there's a lot of spirits that just want to, parts of spirit that want to channel through, because it's messages to you, whether you understand the language or not. The spirit that's speaking to the spirit knows, because they know they're there. And I mean to love it. I said, I know and I heard that laughing. Well, you laugh all you want, because maybe in the end, the last laugh's going to be on you. My channel's a spirit to spirit, because I even see my family switch right before my eyes. It's like, you know, when you're going from one to the other, when you really wake up and see it. Like I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be working, where I'm supposed to be going. Because I know that I'm not supposed to be sitting in a place behind four fucking walls. And if I'm sitting behind a place behind four fucking walls, there's a lot of people that's trying to keep me here. Two people told me, in this area, the light has come home. And if you watch Once Upon a Time, there were two lights and they went up against each other, a male and a female. One was the son of the dark one. One was the son of the dark one. But the dark one's mother kidnapped him and turned him dark to put him up against the other light, but they were both lights. And if they killed either one of each other, so I know what's I see parts of things, like when I say, like I say that, you know, when my mom comes in, there's always a man with her. And it's like I ask myself, was I the one that took the nerve pills when I was little? Or was there something that that's not been told? Like, because my uncle's wife, she tells me that what my mom did to me was wrong. And she said that with regards to me and my oldest son, that's my demon. This here all transpired that that's my demon. That's the demon I'm fighting. And I told my therapist the other day, like, it's like, I'm not married to him anymore. I'm divorced, but it's like it was like I was married to my father, son, and brother. And if you, like I said yesterday or the day before, if you look back at, with regards to Gaia, well, Gaia gave birth to Uranus, which would be her brother, because Gaia was impregnated by the father, much like Lot, and his eldest daughter giving birth to Moed. It's like people, you got, like, look at your own, go back and look at your own life, and then look at the different stories, whatever part of it was explained to you, because it all comes back to the same. It's just different versions of the story from different timelines of how it played out. In one, it was like, the Father, why have you forsaken me? But I even asked, like, was it Jesus or Yeshua or what have you that got put on the cross, or was it Mary? Was it Mary Magdalene? Because you do say that, you know, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, you know, the way that women were treated then. And Peter was with the military. I don't believe, for like through the biblical sense, I don't believe that it was Judas that turned Jesus in, or what have you. I believe that it may have been Peter, because Peter was jealous of Mary Magdalene, so maybe it was Mary Magdalene that was crucified, because Mary Magdalene was the one that was going around with a crown on her head, and it was made, I believe it would have been made from Virginia creeper, and Virginia creeper has thorns, and they put a crown of thorns on the head, right? But you got to make it like the man's the hero, right? In every story, it was always the man. Women are weak. No, we're not. That's where you have been misguided. Because you take a woman, and if a woman is scorned and you piss her off, you think she's you want to class her, you want to call her psychotic? She's only mirroring you. It's a kombucha. Little kombucha up your butt. It says no sugar, but it's wild berry. And oh, it says zero sugar. I have a book that tells her how to make kombucha. So it's like to people that are experiencing this, going through this, if it like, don't, like, I know people try to figure out, how am I going to approach this? Like, this is fucked, man. How am I going to approach this? We'll just approach it. What's like, I know why my ex, I know why one person's mad. And I'm still trying to figure out what's going on in the other end of it. But I do believe that, you know, we're looking at a father and son. It's like, you know where each other are. You can't tell me that you don't. You know, apparently, like, they know much about each other. Like, it's like, you know, hey, people on the outside of this, you need, like, you need to stay out of it. It's what, like, you want to defend the old man? Well, the old man ain't no fucking old man. But it's like, you know, I look back and it's like, you know, did my, like, did my great granddaddy have other people do his dirty work for him if he was doing dirty work? It's like, seriously, man. Because I know the grumpy old man attached himself to me. Between the time I was born in age of 2. So now I'm going to say, was there a twin brother and that was the spirit of my sixth great granddaddy? Shit. Crap. Fuck. It's like, and with these two people, they came from the same province. And it's just so freaking. It's like when you sit with this, it's fuck up. And it was weird because things started happening after, like, I was searching for help for my ex-husband. And sometimes why would, like, the way he has been or was, people would say, why would you even want to help him? I guess it's because I know what it's like to need help and nobody be there for you. Even the ones that say that they're your friends and they're there for you, they've never been. See, he's a retired military. He turned down promotions. And I just wanted to be able to see him retire. To have that place where he came home. And whether they're your enemy or your friend. And the only way he's going to get his retirement is if he smartens the fuck up. Stop running. Stop just wanting to pack your bags and go live in the fucking woods. I'm so tired of hearing you poking and fighting and nothing getting resolved in families. You know, it's not, the important part is not about following someone else. It's making right with your family, blood or no blood. Like right now, there's two families. I don't know, say it, the Marriotts and the Melvins, I believe it is. See, the weird fucked up thing is, my seventh grade Grammy married a Marriott, and then one of my family members married a Melvin. And it all came on the side of my seventh grade Grammy. It's like you said, the Hatfields and McCoys, Canada and the States. Like seriously, fucking grow up, people. No, the States are better. No, Canada's better. No, the States. Well, acting like that, neither one of you any fucking better than the other. Sometimes you both just want to beat the shit out of other people. Maybe that's why you brought about hockey and football and stuff. You know, you don't have your fucking Roman gladiator crap. Oh, right, you have it in a football stadium. You have it in a hockey stadium. So you still fucking have it. In hockey, you're still using sticks, but you got to drop those. At least you got so-called protective gear on. Oh, wait, you did that too. It's like people are so angry that, you know, the best way to pass time is to beat the fucking shit out of each other, eh? All over a game. All over a political side. Like I never understood why, like hockey, you had to beat the shit out of each other. I never understood that. But the fucked up part of it is that's what people go to watch. And then when you have your Stanley Cup and stuff like that, what the winner of the one that wins the Stanley Cup, what do? They act like a bunch of fucking hoodlums and go out and fucking destroy shit and burn shit down because oh we won. Kiedy to bude to turisti muszę dać nunes, eh? It's like pretty fucking asinine, ain't it? Sometimes I just can't bring it out in English. Some will say, oh, well, that, look, if you're speaking the language of God, that's just between you and God. You're not supposed to speak it in public. The fuck I ain't. That shows me that I'm supposed to speak it all the more. Because God's language may be somewhat in a book, but God's language is truly spoken by everyone. Some will laugh over that and think, well, that's pretty fucked up. Why is it? You know, the Quran says the Bible tells it, or that God tells him, or spirit, or whoever you want to say. The Bible says that it's through spirit. Well, hey, those people that say it's through spirit, they'll condemn somebody who's a psychic. Little asinine, ain't it? You know, you're connecting with spirit, you're channeling, you're speaking spirit's language, you're speaking the God's language. I had a Jehovah Witness tell me that they didn't want to talk to me because I wouldn't say that my God's name was Jehovah. And let's see, what else was it? It was the part of what language are you speaking? God's language. God don't speak that language anymore. What? So you're saying God don't speak that language anymore, but he speaks fucking English? And his name was Michael. I believe that Michael, shit, with everything else the way it's going, was Michael and Lucifer brother and sister. Yeah, it'd be brother and sister, husband and wife, and mother and son. But I think it was more like Cain and Abel. Think of the name Abel. You say Canaanites. Do you really think that Abel was a man? Annabelle? They said that Adam and Eve had a daughter, Anna. Abel? Annabelle? To some, that just doesn't make sense, but, sit with it. Some will even say cannibal. Cain and Abel. But did canine represents a meat eater? And then Abel Annabelle was a vegetarian. Yeah, it's almost like it's like really like when you sit here and you start asking the questions, like was the mother would be a hybrid, right? Que la purpura se rain. You know, I looked at a picture of my mom one day. Holy shit, man, it was fucking creepy. Like it was, it was, it was creepy, but like that brings me back to like when she was my whole life. My mom was on antidepressants, and I'll tell you, that she was acting as though she was suffering loss, and that's what makes it even more so that I feel like I had a twin brother. And sometimes I wonder, like, it's really a lot of weirdness. It's not an illusion or anything like that. It's when you're remembering, everything is sorting through the versions of itself. And that's why I keep coming back to these two people, because it reminds me so much of my own situation that I keep coming back to these two men, which, right now they're acting like little children. But it keeps bringing me back to that. The part of, are they father and son and don't know that, or one knows and the other one doesn't, and they just, what have you. Because I know that if with my oldest son, if I hadn't found his father, his biological father, would have he have ever found him? Sometimes people have kids, just like men, they have kids and they don't know that they have them. Especially if the boys have a child with a young teenager and they experience the same thing that I went through. Yeah, I do bite my nails. Oh yeah, I know it's a bad habit. I've done it since I like remember. Sometimes I let them grow, but sometimes I chew them because it's like I'm thinking, but I don't really think. I just sit with it. But I just can't. I keep seeing that the seventh, the sixth, and seventh great granddaddy. It's like the one is is what appeared to be the monster, the skin, the peeled skin, like the peelness. It's like the person was, their skin was peeled off. See everything. And that's what they were doing on George's Island to people, prisoners. They were skinning them alive. And I'm pretty sure my great granddaddy was one of them. And I'm pretty sure my great granddaddy was the one that they had prisoner in the back. But they say it was other people. That they say it was two pirates. But as far as I knew, the two pirates, other stuff says that they were different places. So, like, shit, man, is it these two again? Like, fuck. Is that what I'm experiencing? Because there's no grave for my great granddaddy. Like, what happened? Because I see in a vision where somebody got smashed in the middle of the head, and I still, like, I believe that it may have been my sixth great granddaddy, because I channeled back off, Bula, I ain't taking your shit. So my granddaddy was standing up for people. I don't think he liked to fight, but I mean, he'd be a scrapper. I can tell you that. And he'd also run away too, depending on what version you got of him. It's like I don't even know. I didn't even know my sixth great granddaddy, but why fuck, I feel like I know him. I actually feel like I know both my great granddaddies. Well, my actual great granddaddy and my sixth great granddaddy. And I feel like my great granddaddy was the spirit of possibly Edward Cornwallis, because for some reason, two families keep coming back to one another. And it's like, do you know why? Yeah, I know why. It's because you got to break the generational. And the fucked up part, like two of the family, like both my family, sides of my family, had property on Oak Island. So it was like, shit, man, what the fuck? And then today I went to a museum, and the woman there, she knows that I like do with regards to artifacts and what have you. I do clearings, and I connect with them. And she said, "Come with me." She said, we got something new in." She said, "You might be interested in it." I was like, shit. So she took me in, and once she took me in, I see it was just like, holy fuck, here we go, we're in for the ride. She said, "I knew you'd know." And I was there, and I was looking because I had been up in the archives just earlier. I was leaving, and then I'd been up in there. And this woman, she was putting something together, and I seen it. And then I was like this, and I looked at the headstone part of it. It's like, oh shit. So I was brought there to see something. And the fucked up part was I went back upstairs to see this thing that they were doing up. And wasn't it the last name of one of my sixth grade grandpa's neighbors on Oak Island? Coincidence or synchronicity? Spirit guides me to where I need to go. So it has to do, it all goes back. Everything just keeps taking me back to Oak Island, where I am now. They have association to Oak Island. Everywhere my family is placed, we all have that association to Oak Island. I channeled this one, and it was like I was getting a Nelly, okay, and one of them on there was Neil, or like Nell or Neil, but I was getting Nelly, so maybe they called him Nelly. So that was really, see, the genealogy I've done and looking through the Boutlier brother murder trial, I've come to more understanding of it and seeing the patterns, seeing what actually was transpired, because they were showing me through what I was looking through and getting me to see it within myself, and it's telling me the story. It's like, it just leads me right back. The Boutlier brothers, their grandparents, my seventh great Grammy's mother and father, were thrown overboard on their way over when they came over to Canada, and like, well, it was all one when they come over to North America. They were both thrown overboard, which left those Boutlier brothers parentless. And hey, The one that was said to have been murdered by the Boulay brothers. He was their godfather. But I don't even know if I've seen it in there. There was a couple of like the children. There was a few of them that wasn't old enough. So did they go live with him? The one that they say they murdered, which I don't believe they did, and I know that my great granddaddy is telling me things. That it was probably the same ones that killed him. Because somehow they ended up with a bunch of land, and they ended up with basically tried to say, like, you know, probably my granddaddy's land and their land. Because strangely, 4 months after, no, yeah, roughly 4 months after my great Grammy's brother, my seventh great Grammy's brother, so he would have been my like great uncle. Less than 4 months after he wrote his will, he mysteriously dies. And then 7 years later, his sons are being tried and hung for murder. Yeah, I did get over to the like bringing us back to the Oak Island, but this is my great granddad, my seventh and my sixth great granddaddy bringing it, showing. It's where the curse, like, I mean, they figured there was a curse before that. But in the murder trial, they only said about two brothers, but there were three. I should have had that paper out. Yeah, there were three. There were two Johns and a George. What is there? First John, second John? Because it was one of the Johns that, they hung him, but they had to hang him twice. Or they had to kill him twice. And I was at that spot where it took place. And you're dark when you'll take your kids to see someone being hung. Have you ever seen anyone hanging? I know a woman who hung herself in her front closet, and her 7-year-old child found her. And then when I went to Graves Island and I walked through there, and it was like I walked into bodies hanging. That fucking freaked me right out. I was seeing them through the psychic abilities. It's like I was seeing the spirit was showing me the past. Because I didn't know when we first got there were two headstones up over a hill by a well. And I went up there and holy shit, I wanted to get my off the ground. Because I could feel it. I had one woman tell me, shit, in order for me to experience stuff like that, I gotta be on mushrooms. Yeah. You just walk it through, and then after I walked past the bodies hanging, it's like I had to kind of we got up further and we went in this little spot and there was a plaque and it said about their death. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. So, well, so, psychics are real, mediums are real, and people can read energy. And I'm reading this energy of this that I'm kind of in the middle of. It's like, holy fuck, man, take your kids and just ding, clang these together. It's like, shit. It's been going on for a while now. It's almost like, I'm going to say, I got that. How manly are you if you're putting a woman in the middle of it? Get us! It's like, yeah, jerk, man, jerk. Here, let me help you with that. Asshole. Yep, I already know how I look, and I don't give a shit. It's just like, holy crap. I see both sides of it. I know what this person went through, and I know some of what this person went through. One at the hand of the biological father, and one at the hand of the step. Is that where I got why it came out through somebody that you think the son is bad, the father's worse? Like, shit, which one of you are the father? I mean, in spirit. It's like, dang. Right now, I feel like I just want to sit in the woods. And I have enough woods to just go sit in. It's like I look at this, and with these two and myself, I see three people. Whether the other person ran away from home, I don't know, but I see three people that's been running. And I'm told not to be a runner. I think I stopped running a long time ago. See, I look out at this backyard, and when I first came here, I seen so much for it. I seen so much potential for it. And that was why I was painting my walls. Like I was going around here just painting up a storm. And just looking outside, and I was seeing people in the pond. They seeing people in the pool and people around the yard, and flowers, and but I kept saying that I felt like the place was not for me, like I was preparing it for someone else. And sometimes I feel like I'm preparing, I want to prepare it for a community. But I'm like, it's just, some days I struggle to see what I was seeing because I look out there and I just see a bunch of shit everywhere. And I mean, like, bunch of plastic containers up in that corner, a bunch of plastic containers over there, friggin' trees down in the middle of the yard where, I can't have the kids over and them go play because, the first thing they're going to do is go towards the fucking down trees. And then fucking shit over there, and you've got fucking 8 concrete blocks just to hold fucking tarp tents down. And then says about the environment. When I first got here, it was it was nice. I'd go sit in the back. I'd go sit down in the yard. I'd go down at the end of the pond, and I just lay out down there. But I can't go there this time because it's all fucking down trees. So no, I don't enjoy myself here. And maybe some are happy that I don't. But I'll tell you right now, the happier I am, the happier you will be. And some parts of it, it was like trees would just lift it right up in the ground. They just like, there's even trees leaning on other trees. So how could I have my kids go out if they were out there, my grandkids, and that came down? I should be able to bring children here, but I don't feel like I can. I'm family oriented, and he's not. Anything that has to do with family, they run. I mean, this here would be an awesome property to have like weddings and stuff. And yes, I do believe in weddings, but I don't believe in the piece of paper part of it, because the wedding is between you and that person and God, spirit. It's not supposed to be a contract the way they make it a contract, because their contract says it's just ownership, and then they end up being the one fucking owning you, because then you become, your taxes got to go under one bracket with your individual people. But it's just about control. So no, I don't believe in the piece of paper part of it. I believe that the marriage is between the two of you and God, spirit, because it's your spirits that it's between. It's not about having to go because, oh, down the road you found out like, okay, something's not working here. Maybe we should just, and then there's no that fucking piece of paper that you got to go to court and fight over the kids and fight over who's getting what, and spending more money for the lawyers to fight it than it would to just, learn how to fucking share. Your relationship didn't work out, it didn't fucking work out. But you share, you're still in a relationship. I got in a relationship with my ex-husband, and when I divorced him, I took nothing. I didn't go after any money. I took a bedroom set. I went into the relationship with nothing, but we were together for years, so I was still entitled. I should have still been getting stuff because I still went through that marriage. I still went through a lot of the shit. But I didn't take anything because I want my own stuff. I'm not going to grovel to a man because they think it's superior that they have the lead of the money and the women's got to beg for it. Go fuck yourself. You help me because you want to help me. You don't help me because you want to begrudge me of it later. And then say I'm gaslighting you because you're the fucking asshole and I'm standing up to you. That's a woman that should take you to the fucking cleaners. Yeah, I know this. I said we're truth seeking. So you're seeking truth with me, along with me if you're here. Maybe you don't like the truth or the things about what's truth. It's the same as the Bible has been changed how many times? Well, like, it only has one interpretation. It was written one way. Like, that's where it don't make sense. If people think that, like, there's not books to the Bible, everyone has prophesied something when they journal. Whether they're journaling their dreams, their what happened through their day. Some journals have doodling in them. Some journals are just stuff of their day and things like that, but some journals have channeling in it, pictures, sometimes signatures, sometimes symbols. The Bible is about a story written about one person, but every person has their story to be told. Everyone sees the story to be told differently sometimes, depending on what position they're in, what their angle they're looking at it. It's like, how do you know? Like, because it's Jesus and Yeshua. They're two separate people, I believe them to be. That's why when they said that Jesus went to his hometown, and he couldn't perform a miracle. Some say, well, stage fright or people not believing. No. See, if Jesus was fully enlightened, then he would have been able to perform no matter what. He would have been able to do a miracle. See, he was intuitive, very intuitive, clairvoyant. But he had anger that kept him from tapping into different gifts. You know, sometimes he could have used witchcraft for all we know, but I don't think he did. And I mean like the dark, because Yeshua, like it's, how do I explain? You say that Jesus or Yeshua, whichever one, he was healing people. That's Reiki. He was performing different miracles, making someone see. But he was actually connecting with that person energetically. He healed them. But in actuality, the man ended up healing himself. Jesus, Yeshua helped him. It's like the man that he said, grab your thing and get up and walk. Spirit jumper. Finding that spirit that knew how to see. Or seeing if that person It's like, did you ever watch the movie Gabriel? Okay, Gabriel went in and because I know that's gone weird. It's like they're taking me back somewhere, showing me something. And it's a part of me that almost feels like it's hesitant with it. Weird. I just I just got like was Yeshua Jesus' father? Oh crap. Wow. It's like when you kind of feel like I'm a barf now. Because when I relate it to my story, it's like well, it's 14 and a half, and he had just turned 18 a month prior. And we get separated. And it wasn't until well, I haven't even seen him. I talked to him on the phone, but I have never seen him. And my parents kept me away from him. Wow. See, that's what I say. Like, if you'll see the similarities with your own life within it. That's how you're going to heal. And I know somebody didn't like me saying that's the way you're going to heal, because you'll start, like, channel through yourself. And if spirit guides you to look at something within the biblical text, spirit will guide you where you need to go. Or if you look in your own genealogy, it's like what I'm looking in now, and I can see it's like father and son. The father died with my great granddad, my sixth great granddaddy. His father died in front of him, and then with the other one, didn't know the father, and the other one didn't know the father. So it's like if Gaia gave birth to Uranus, Uranus would be her husband, her brother, and her son. Wow, this is pretty fucked up, man. But as fucked up as it sounds, it's releasing. Like, I know my family, if they were watching this, like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit, what are you talking about? And that's what they would be like. Someone even thinking, this shit, man, why isn't she in the hospital? Because she doesn't need to be. See, why we're all watching TV and looking at screens and stuff like that, we're not seeing it. But if we're looking at ourselves and, like, do a video with yourself, or like tell your story, you start channeling, you start realizing, and then you really start understanding things differently. Yesterday I was sitting here doing, I think it was yesterday, I was sitting here doing a live, and I was looking in the same position that I'm looking in, because I have the windows here, okay, so I see all here, and then I have my circle light, and I see right through it, so I'm seeing. And yesterday, when it was like, it was like I started, it was almost like I felt like I was going through a fucking funnel. Yeah, so father's pissed off at the daughter too fucking bad. You don't believe. Shit, man. Crap. Yeah, it's like, no, it's not Tourette's, and it's not nerve stuff. It's like spirits are fucking fighting. Shit. Man, this has been a fucking war forever. The daughter took a leap of faith. Did you ever watch the series Twilight Saga, where she and Edward have the baby, and it's part human and part vampiress, and she was getting old so fast. It's much. It would have been much the same as this. Yeah, I'm biting my skin now. I got pickies there. It's like this. It's like it goes to the beginning almost, because there's many beginnings to the story. You use Uranus and Gaia and Adam and Eve and yeah, Michael and Lucifer. Oh yeah, that'll come out. It's like there's so many different versions to everything. So if you read all the books, you can't just say that the Bible is the only thing that's right, because there's many different versions of it. But there's many different versions of other books too that reference the same thing. Do you know why they demonized Lucifer? Because Lucifer was the female. She's the feminine. And people don't like that because, once again, they say Lucifer was a man. Dilatori. Questi attori ce li solo qui. Mother got buried in the inside of buried within herself. So if people say about like Lucifer, the father, maybe there was more to something that people didn't know. Because people will affiliate Michael with Thor and Lucifer as Loki, but they were half siblings. Thor was Odin and the mother. Trying to think of the mother's name. And then if it was saying that worse than the father, well, the father was worse. So what's he saying about Odin? Because Odin didn't like his own, didn't wasn't real fond of Loki, but they were both freaking like to play their dirty little tricks. And a little wasp or something just come up at the window. I had my wand here one day and I set it down on my coffee table and I went to go back to get it. It was gone. People said, "Well, you put it somewhere." Yeah. Okay. That's why the next day I found it like standing straight up behind my TV. And that was after I did a video telling Odin and Loki to return it. Like, you're talking about that stuff? That's no, that's fiction. No, it's not. Maybe it's not their names. Like, hallelujah. Kulito murikita re sirio ayan. It's like when you're looking for your kids or you're scolding your kids or you're telling them saying something to them, it's like, don't you say like you say their name? Sometimes just say the full name. I don't know why that just came out. No, it's not making me look like a fool. I know that when something comes out, it comes out for a reason because somebody's trying to say something. How do I know when people's doing that? Because I feel it in my body. But it is. It's like it's like the mother gave birth to her brother, son, and husband, which is really, really. It's like you see those things that people will say, I am my grandmother and my mother. And people are left thinking, what? I guess those people understand. It's like the concept of traveling through time and you give birth to yourself because you go back as the version of a man or something, or not man. Yeah, because we've been here as a man and we've been here as women. Heard somebody say, "She don't look in your eyes." Yeah. Lite purissime, like in high. You got that? I was sitting up at the pond and not here, but somewhere else. Also sitting at the pond. I was just looking out, and all of a sudden, this vehicle comes up by, and I could feel them coming. I could feel it. Now, all of a sudden, right in front of me, on the back of the on the back of it, it had the name. It had Smith. So it's like, and those are some of the names that was a name that was on Oak Island too. And the John they found that they said had found some stuff. He was I think may have been the grandfather to my great aunt's husband. Wait, just hold on one sec. I'm trying to figure this out. My great aunt's husband had two last names. And John Smith was his father or son. Father or son, something like that. Father or son. Because it's really it seems really fucked up. It's just like holy shit, man. And then I'm looking and some like my first one of my first great like aunts back then married a Weber. And if you listen to like with regards to the murder trial of the Boulere brothers, if you listen to Reba McEntire's song "The Night the Lights Went On," or "The Night the Lights Went On in Georgia," they hung an innocent man. You know, when I look at that trial, somebody come in and caught somebody doing something to someone, and I just felt a release there. Because I had a vision one night that I was like, it was like a dream, but it felt real. And I couldn't see, like, but I seen what was going on. And I seen this, a woman come in and holler, "Get off her." So I think the grandmother come in and caught someone doing something to the granddaughter. And I said yesterday, for like, I just can't help but keep feeling like she got away, like she ran, but the wrong people. But I don't know yet because I think she got away. I feel like she got away. Son of a bitch. I had dream vision. It felt real. It felt like I was living with my grandfather. I was seeing my grandfather. So I take things as like synchronicities because my grampy never bought anybody anything. This is the grampy that I said. Like it was like this vision and dream that I was living with him. My grampy didn't buy anybody anything. But when I came from the hospital with my oldest son, my grampy come up and gave me a blue snowsuit for him. That was the happiest day for a lot of people. The day that my oldest was born. Because whether my parents adopted him or not, it was the first boy in our family. But was it? So I with what's happening right now, it's fucking pissing me off. With regards to like whether it's a father and a son or siblings or mother and daughter, mother and son, father and daughter. It's like shit. Yeah, it's like try living a lifetime upon lifetime and remembering the lifetimes and just saying, what the fuck? It's like that past life regression. And people say you're just making things up. Tell that to spirit. One healing, go inward. You want to help somebody? Teach them how to help themselves. Didn't we just have Mother's Day? Isn't Father's Day coming up? You know, it was like Mother's Day for some was good, but for others it wasn't. Same as Father's Day. Every day should be Mother's Day. Every day should be Father's Day. Lack of respect all around. And then others will tell you, you know, run away from your family. Whether it be karmic family or not. There's always a way to get people to bring shit out, and that's to narrow them, to show them themselves, their own truths. I was watching Once Upon a Time, and Belle, the Dark One's wife, she was looking in the mirror on her other side, was telling her that Rumple, her husband, the Dark One, didn't get rid of the dagger. It was like his power. And it was like telling you, no, he didn't get rid of this, right? It's talking to your inner self here. And the symbol of that was the reflection in the mirror. It's something that deep down you're already feeling, maybe, but you got to find out the truth of it all. It's the same as seeing one piece of something because you just happen to walk. It's like, seriously? Feel an energy and it's trying to touch you, you just want to break its fucking hand. This is a spirit to spirit because it's energetic. It's a remembering of somebody touching them. I went for the other year. Wasn't I don't think it was last year, but it was the summer prior. I went in the truck with my ex-husband and I had a dress on. And the comment he made, and the way it was said, it was like I had an experience because I was nervous getting in the truck with him. Okay, so the spirit that was connected with me was nervous getting in the truck with the spirit that was connected with him. It was like going through that shift, and I had a skirt on, and I felt like I felt like a kid. I felt like a child. At that moment, I felt like I was just like maybe around 11 or 12. I don't know if I was a boy in a girl's dress or if I was a girl, because what ended up happening was the motion, him coming over and saying about how cute I looked in the dress. It really freaked me out. I wanted it at the truck. And for the longest time, I struggled with getting in that truck with him. Because it was those parts that my spirit's knows, because it's that part of, you know, you're put back with the enemy almost. But before it's like before you became enemies, you were friends. It's finding out what happened, going back to, and that's why I use and go back to Gaia and Uranus a lot. I believe there was an Earth Terra. It's called Earth Terra. It was called Terra, and it was said to have imploded. But see, when you go on the cartoon, The Sword and the Stone, and Merlin is spinning the globe, if you have it stopped, it has Terra right on it because terra firma, we're terraforming the earth. So right now, when we're digging in it, that's a form of terraforming. It's how you change it. So it's the same as how you change your body, what goes into your body. Think of the trees, how things grow with the chemicals on it. The water going through the earth with the brooks and everything like that represents the veins of the earth. You have veins. It's like you are that embodiment of the earth. You are a piece of that earth. You're the, like, okay, so everyone thinks, some people believe the earth to be round, some believe the earth to be flat. Okay. Okay. You have cores, right? You have see, that's now I understand why my sixth grade granddaddy had a religious seal. And the rocks that the colorful rocks that were finding on Oak Island were fucking crystals. You know, there was a pin, which it's strange because I seen a politician with a certain pin on. And it reminded me of something that I've seen before. But it was only in these two places. I was like, when I seen it, it was like, what? Huh? See, I went into the museum and they had these like certain things were made of, and it was like a different combination, really. And I feel like I have a piece of it here, but I can't remember where I found it. And no, I didn't take it from the museum because I had it before I went there. I probably would have found it on one of my walks, and I think I know where I found it because I usually walk on the tracks, and it's not a piece of track. Because it was right around like over over there one night. I was looking out my window and and I actually put a video of one of them because that wasn't the first time, but it was like the lights were staring, like directed right at the house, and they were just hovering there. And it was about 400 to 500 meters away. Maybe not even. And then I went walking. Piano mushakana kokosie. Yasalato to yehahino imiayon. Yatoto kisa. Kisukie. It's like that. Trying to get people to see something, but they won't see it until they're ready. And trying to get people to communicate with one another, especially if you're feeling it, you're feeling intensely that you want to talk about something, but every time you try to talk about something, somebody chews off your fucking head. What are you afraid of? Seriously, if there's not something there, what are you so fucking afraid of? Like, it's like I just know that it's I just kept feeling like I painted this place, I did this place for someone else. Because I moved here to help him. And I had made him a promise that I wasn't going to go away until I knew that he was going to be okay. It's like, dude, seriously, why are you holding on to me? Come on, like there's I heard somebody say he loves you. I know what love is. And I know what love feels like because I feel it for myself. So what I feel for myself, I would feel for others. I would know how to feel it. There's times when I feel that love, and there's times when I don't. But it's that part of I'm not going to take breadcrumbs. You love me wholeheartedly, or you don't love me at all. But you don't need to not like me. It's like when you care about someone, you don't breadcrumb them. When you're seeking truth with somebody, you seek your answers. Maybe you can't get it directly from them, but there is another way. And that's speaking up, doing a video for yourself. going back and watching it, and then you'll know how, because you'll hear yourself with how you would want to, what you would want to say to them. So then you know what you were feeling and why you were feeling it. So maybe you'd be able to figure out another way to approach it. Or even do a video and send it to that person. But at least you're getting it out, and you're leaving them to deal with it, to do their part. You're doing yours. Just then let it go and just continue to do your own inner work. Keep going and finding your truth. You went through the situation, or you went through the trauma, but you were not the situation, you were not the trauma. You were a survivor from it. So that would make you a savior, because you're saving yourself from the endless torment. And if people didn't understand that, well, hey, people would tell other people to get over something. Because if they tell other people to get over something, they're fucking ignorant. Because you have no idea to the extent that they're trying to work through something and struggling with. So you are fucking ignorant. It's like, yeah, you push. It's like, you created me. You push someone so hard, and then all of a sudden it's like you corner a fucking raccoon who's starving and trying to protect its home and family, and then you find out what fucking happens. It's like you're getting the venom out. It's what you're seeing right now. It's past coming back, or you're in the past and you're in the moment and you're in the future all at the same time. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's like, okay, if you, are the clocks different because of realms? Like, because I seen one thing where it said around China, in that area there, Asia or what have you, anywhere's up there. I don't like, if anybody gets offended by that, well, too bad. When you're up there, of all the technology and advancements they have up there, well, it says that they're in 4,000 and some. Some say that we're in 1728. Some say we're in 2025. It's the advancements. We're trying to move forward, but everything's being hid from us, including our own truths, because once we know the truth, then we can start moving forward as ourselves, because we start seeing things more and more. So when you start seeing things more and more, you become more advanced. You are what brings the remembrance of the technology forward that's been hidden. You tap into your ancestors, your Akashic records, which would be your ancestral line, and affiliations too, because it all came with knowledge, because you have that remembrance of all that transpired. And I know it sounds fucked up. I can feel somebody trying to, it's like somebody trying to rip my tongue out here. The hell? Hold on. Let me get my shirt. Huh? I know that felt pretty, like, looked pretty friggin' ridiculous, right? But I can feel when somebody's trying to take, like, it's that sensation that you get. So it's like, what do you say? No mo to tayo si I already did. Kaya to purishira ke turisiyon. See, I didn't have, I just, like, some of us going through this, we don't just have the memory of it, we actually have the physical experience of it. And it doesn't mean that we're having a physical experience from someone in the physical, but we're actually having a physical experience because when I, in 20, 2020, yes, in 2020, I told everyone that I felt like it was, and I'm not in, like someone said, oh, you said crabs. No, this was like an animal biting, like literally with teeth. And it was like all in here. And I was actually, I was, it was like going like that. So that was the part of somebody being left for dead and the animals chewing it, eating it, or left for dead. And so we couldn't fight them off. Same as trying to rip the throat out. Well, an animal will go for the throat. Some trying to twist the head off, or trying to pull the rib out, get in under the rib and just haul it out and going in there. And that was, so it was, I was being shown all this stuff, but I was experiencing it at the same time. It was like just when you think that you have no fight left, you surprise yourself. On the spiritual awakening, people go through really fucking strange things before, before they, like, they end up with the clairvoyance and everything. And they're still working through it. It's like I said, you'll have, like, sometimes people, they just feel like that animal, and they want to eat, they're trying to eat raw meat, and they actually do try to go eat it, because I did. I was like fighting it. Now I eat fish and eggs. That's, and it wasn't demonic. It was, I was going through the motions of a spirit that I once was. But I've looked at people's pictures and I've seen some really weird shit. But it was spirit showing me the stuff because I had to see it. Spirit needed me to see it so I would understand things a little more clearer. And whether I have my English right or not, basically, porque eso la Diana. Well, I don't get two shits. Yes, so mad. See, just because I were others who didn't finish school doesn't mean they were stupid. You know, if my sixth great granddaddy had a religious seal, then I know exactly. It's like, shit, man. Like, hey, old fucker. I sat out here one day with my ex-husband a few years back, and holy shit, it was like I was sitting in the backyard with my granddad, with my great granddaddy. It was really fucking strange. Shit, man. I've I've looked at my ex-husband and I've seen different versions of him. Sometimes he was pretty fucking weird looking. It's like, you ever see the movie The Ghoulies? It was just the way of the spirit when you see the spirit because they will show themselves. That's why you get that psychosis aspect or psychotic episodes, what you call it in medical terms. But what it is that spirit seeing the face of the other spirit. And there's been animosity, anger, and then that's when they attack. But it's not saying that they're unfit for trial. Because they still committed the crime. You just need to like do your therapy sessions right. And you know, you can take it as an insult if you want, but that's one thing you got to realize. That it's not a person, it's not that it's a physical body to a physical body, because a lot of people are seeing spirit when they're experiencing that. I know this one guy in the city, and he would shuffle walk. He'd still be like as if he's talking to someone. He'd be shuffle walking. And the shuffle walking came because they had him so fucking doped up. But was it helping him with what he was going through? No. And why was it not? Because your pills ain't going to stop it. So you need to fucking realize that it's not a person to person, it's a spirit to spirit. And you don't talk to it like you talk as if you're talking to that spirit. Find out what that like the spirit story. That's why when you go into therapy and you're with somebody and you go into therapy and it's not helping, it's not helping, it's not helping. Do you ever wonder why it's not helping? For one, you're giving them an hour limit, which you break it down, you might get a half hour to 45 minutes because the first 15 minutes you're getting a little acquainted again and you're just starting to open up. And then, oh, wait, you need another 10 minutes so that you can set up another appointment and write another prescription. I've seen so many people that they've gone to mental health and some are afraid to go to mental health because got to put a label on people, right? I had my therapist tell me that they weren't, at first they just said they weren't going to be able to see me because I wouldn't go to a psychiatrist to get diagnosed. But I'm glad I met the therapist that I have, because like they were going to put me, and I said, no, I want this person. And I told them that I want, like, I like, if they continue with therapy, I want him. When you're in that form of helping and healing and what have you, you can't just see it one way. You can't just see something as it being a physical problem, because it only becomes that mental physical problem as you perceive it, when people don't understand what it is that they're experiencing, because it's always got a label on it. So what happens? You put a label on it, so you think you're that label, you become that label. So things just get worse instead of really finding out what the true trigger is. What keeps you going back to having to take pills? What keeps you going back to a psychiatric unit? What keeps you back to going to the hospital or taking your pills? I, like somebody just said, you're anti-vax or anti-pill. Well, it's up to it's up to the person. But we're all just out here telling you there's another way of doing it without like hurting your body. I mean, it's, you're going to detox. But once you when you detox and you continue to detox, and you stay away for it, like you avoid pills or something like that, because you're learning how to heal yourself. You're changing your diet, you're changing your way of thinking, you're changing your, well, your eating habits, your screen habits. You go spend more time outside doing things for you, meditating. And meditating isn't always om, it's going in the woods and screaming aloud, releasing. And right now, with what I'm experiencing, I'm feeling the two of them. And that's, it's like a war. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the mother and daughter. Yes, it does include the Father and Son. Glad you caught that. Because you can't have, let's say you can, well, we can, it's been said, of manifesting a baby. But that's, it happens, it's rare, but as time go, it became more frequent. It just wasn't announced. Who heard of stingray? A stingray. It got pregnant in a pool, and it was all sharks. The stingray impregnated itself. And that was just last year. I read about it, and it has something to do with the way the reproductive system works. Oh wow, my glasses are excuse me. I guess we got that, but I don't want that. I don't want that. Might be the same. I like my bird sounds. So I just want to come on here because these when these people are hearing this, please stop running. And please stop putting me in the middle of it. Oh, and here comes a deer. It's like when I said stop putting me in the middle of it, it was just like, see, if I'm here to mediate it until they're ready, then just realize, like, it's not easy on me. I have one, two, there's like 3 deer there right now. The family's coming out. It's like, make right. Because, some things are gonna hurt when they come out to truth. That's the only way that you're gonna get to the calm, the peace, the reconciliation. And in order to get to that, you need to learn how to communicate. You need to learn how to be vulnerable. Because maybe there will be yelling and screaming. But please, keep your fucking hands to yourself. So with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self. Be true to yourself, be kind to yourself, be true and kind to others, and know that you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. So next time you feel like you're down, know that you have that second wind, that you can get back up. How long it takes is up to you. But if you can't communicate with the person, do a video for yourself, with yourself, communicating with them, expressing your feelings, and then go back and watch it. And keep doing it until you have it sorted out within yourself. Because if you don't do it, it's going to be an implosion. And my live videos are a prime example of that. Like shit. Is the fighting ever going to end? Yes, it will. But it starts with each of us by looking at ourselves first. Then you will love. Therapy and healing journey.